Hello everyone, it's Chad. How you doing today? Hopefully your early morning's doing you well on this Monday, 10th of June. Years flying by. The reason I'm creating this video, I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube lately about the new 4K TVs that are coming out. And I am in the market for a new one this year. It took me a while to do a lot of search. I don't know if you're like me. When I first, want to purchase a large priced item like an electronic product or a vehicle, I do like months, seems like months of searching, definitely weeks, and I go to this spec, I look at this spec, I go to that site, I look for good specs, obviously at good prices. So it's kind of fun at first, and after a while it gets to be kind of a nuisance or a chore because I really want to, if I'm going to spend that kind of money, a grand on a TV, I want it to be something really good and something I'm going to enjoy. So it takes me a while to get through that process. But I finally did it. I finally narrowed it down to two televisions that I'm looking at. And one of them's out now, but the other one's still not out yet. The first one is going to be the Vizio P Series Quantum. Not the Quantum X, just the P Series Quantum. That's why I wish they would have made the names more separatable, make it more easier to remember or differentiate between the two. It's kind of difficult when you got a P Series Quantum, P Series Quantum X, I say just leave P Series off one of them and just won't call the one the Quantum X and the other one the P Series, something. But anyway, not the X Series. That's a little bit out of my price range. But I'm going to get a 65 inch. That size I've definitely am going to get. I currently have a Vizio right now. It's just a 1080p. It's not a 4K TV, and I've had it for probably 6 years now, and it plays as good as day one when I got it. It was it's a darn good TV. So I do enjoy video TVs real well. They make a great TV. I've had no issues with it at all. So that's why I kind of waited for these new ones to come out, because I got the new quantum dot technology, which is what I was interested in. They're very bright. The dimming zones, there's 200 dimming zones on this TV. So that I really like that. The only drawback of that one I like is I don't believe the remote has any kind of voice contact like Google Assistant built in, where you can't talk into your remote and everything like that. I kind of don't like that. I mean, most of the time I use my Fire Stick, so I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal. But I still like to be able to have that ability if I need to or want to use that. I know you can set up maybe through your phone and stuff, but I think you should be able to use the remote. Would be much more user friendly on that aspect. So that's one of the downsides to it. Also, I had if you go to the Vizio TV, I know the leg stand is very wide. It's like a 57-inch length between the legs on the TV. So if you are going to look at that one in the future, make sure you got a large TV stand. These small ones ain't going to fit it. 48, 50-inch stands aren't going to fit that TV. Now I'm talking about the 65-inch now as far as the leg width. I don't know about the 55 or the 75. Obviously going to be bigger because it's a bigger TV. Actually, I'm more looking at the 65-inch. But the reviews are pretty good. I mean, there's some mixed reviews. Hey, this is showing a little blooming here. This is showing. And honestly, I don't think you're going to get a perfect picture. I think it's going to depend a lot on, what your settings are, the room you're in, what movie you're watching. A lot of things like that. Personal, preference too plays. Someone might want a brighter picture, someone might want a darker picture. It just depends on that as well. So there's a lot of factors to consider that too when you're looking at reviews. All those factors that I just mentioned. So it's mostly favorable. There's a few negative things. We're saying, it's kind of jagged edges or a little bit of this or that, or I don't know. I can't speak on it. I have never seen the television in person yet. It's only online that I've seen it available. But I like the fact that, like I said, again, I'll go through the quick specs on it. It's the quantum dot technology. It is the 65-inch. It's got 200 dimming zones with a peak brightness of 1100, which is pretty darn bright. That aspect I like, and like I said, I've had good luck with Vizio. I've got a Vizio TV now. I got a Vizio soundbar, and I just did recently purchase a new Dolby Atmos Vizio soundbar not too long ago. I got a great deal on it, so I wanted to snatch it up before that deal went away. I want to pay $389 for it. It's the subwoofer, sound bar and the 2 rear speakers, wireless rear speakers. So I gotta grab that while I can. I haven't got hooked up yet, but I'm waiting to get my new TV. But can't wait to hear that. That's got excellent reviews on that sound system, so I'm not too worried about that one. The second TV I was looking at, and I'm really curious in this, and I just spoke with a representative through it. It's the new Hisense H9f Series. And he did not give me an exact date, doggone it. I was hoping he would, but he would not. He just said in June. And I knew it was in June, but I was hoping to get a more direct answer, but no answer on that. Excuse me, but it is got 132 dimming zones, which is still pretty good. Not quite 200, but still pretty good. It's got a brightness of 1000, which is also really good. Now, it's got the Google Assistant and all that built into it where you can talk in your microphone, so I do like that. Excuse me. And the review on it obviously it's kind of very, very limited because it's not even out yet. What I saw, the demo model looked really sharp. And it has good features. Both these TVs pretty much the specs are pretty much close. Other than the dimming zone number, I think the specs are pretty close. They're both quantum dot. They both support Dolby Vision, the HDR10, the HLG. They've got the ARC, the HDMI ARCs. They've got the Dolby Atmos sound support, the Dolby, all that stuff, which is what I wanted. Make sure they had those features. Besides the price of a Samsung being way overly priced, in my opinion, they also do not support Dolby Vision, and that's why I will not get a Samsung. Now, that's my opinion, but I think they got their HDR10, their own version. But I look at this HDR10 and this Dolby Vision war kind of like the HD, if you can remember that, if you're young enough or old enough, I should say, the HD DVD compared to the Blu-ray. I mean, those fought it out for a while. Well, the Blu-ray obviously won that battle, and that's what you have today. And I'm kind of thinking that's the way it's going to be, because there's most TVs, just about all of them support Dolby Vision except for Samsung, because I think it costs the manufacturers like $1 or $2 to be able to support that Dolby Vision in their television. But so I'm looking at, I think if they do, they may, and they may continue to thrive together throughout the existence of TVs. But I think if it comes to war and one is going to win, I would bet my money on Dolby Vision. I think it's the one that's going to win out most because it's the most widely used amongst different manufacturers. It's more of an open source on that. So that's what I've got it narrowed down to. Like I said, both a 65-inch. The other factor I'm considering, which is this is another big factor, is right now is the price. The Vizio right now is mostly retailing at $13.99. I think I saw the Best Buy price at $13.49, which $50, $50. But the Hisense is they're claiming now it's going to come out at $9.99, and that's before any kind of sale. So we're talking a TV that's going to be $400 cheaper, which pretty much the same specs. So I'm really, really excited to get some reviews out for this new Hisense television. The new H9f, which is a step below that, which has half the dimming zones on it, and I don't believe it's quantum dot, got good reviews. And so I'm thinking the H9f will probably get even better reviews because it's got a lot more power and bang for the buck on it. So I narrowed down to these two. That's why I'm just kind of anxious to get these H9fs out on the market so we get some reviews in. I want to go see these. I like to see these displays, and that's another thing I recommend. Read the specs on your displays. Read them over. Check different sites. That is definitely a must. But I'll tell you another thing you need to do, and is don't buy blindly. If you're kind of deciding on a actually, I recommend it to any monitor TV you buy, but if you're kind of deciding on amongst a model or two, I would suggest going into a store that has it and actually looking at the TV and comparing. And the reason being, it's been quite a few years ago, back when desktop computers were the rage. I was looking at a new flat screen monitor, and I had looked again for weeks and weeks. I found the one I wanted, and I knew Best Buy had that model, so I went in thinking I was going to pick that particular model. Well, as I'm walking back to that model, I see it, and a monitor sitting next to it, which actually turns out to be a Hisense, had a better picture, and it was cheaper. So needless to say, I don't remember what brand that other one was. I can't remember what model it was, but so I ended up buying the other one that I didn't even know existed. And it was a great monitor. So that's why I suggest you always want to go look. You can read all the specs you want, but I think until you see it, because anything can look good on paper. But I think until you see the display, again, like I said, some of this comes down to personal preference on how you like to view your TV. Like a little darker than normal, a little natural, brighter tone. It's going to vary. So I highly recommend going in and actually looking at the display if you can. Kind of like test driving a car, or you just don't go out and buy a car without test driving it first. It's kind of like a TV. I want to go see this picture, but do your homework first. But then I always suggest to follow that up with actually going in and looking at the actual product and get a better idea of what you might like. That's really about what all this video is about. Like I said, I've been seeing a lot of these videos on YouTube. I'm enjoying them. I'm enjoying seeing their reviews, getting other people's opinions. So I would love to open up this channel to you guys as well. Get a good discussion going on if you agree with any of this, or what TVs that you have in mind, what you're thinking about buying, or if you did buy one. I want to hear your review on it, what you think of it, your pros and cons of that television. Talk about sound bars, anything you want. I'm going to try to open a channel and get a small community here. Maybe I'll grow large, I don't know. And just talk about different electronics, different things, our lives, what we like to do. And hopefully we can share some ideas and help one another, because somebody may point out something that no one else thought of, and that may be enough to change somebody's decision. Well, I'm going to get this one instead of that one. So it's always good to bounce ideas off one another, So feel free to comment, message me, like this video. Please subscribe if you like it. I'd love to keep you. I'm going to try to update quite a bit more on different things that I've done. I'm going to have some different videos coming up on my new truck that I just bought. And I'm pretty excited about it. It's a very nice truck. I want to show you some pictures of it, and or show you some videos of that truck as well. So I just kind of want to introduce myself again. My name is Chad Breedlove, and I just wanted to say hi to everybody out there, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And hopefully I'll hear from some people, and we can share some ideas, and it's good. And I also want to give a shout out to a guy that's recently subscribed to Whisper Status 74. If you're out there, buddy, hello, and love your videos as well. So check him out over there as well. That's all I got for this, and I hope it wasn't too long, but I kind of wanted to give a quick rundown of where I was at on my TV selection for this year. Like I said, again, it's between the Vizio P Series Quantum and the Hisense H9f. I'm so excited about that Hisense TV. We're really looking forward to it, and I just wish it hadn't come out, because they said June. Like I said, I spoke with the rep at Hisense and didn't give me a date I was hoping for, but he said June. Already knew that, but oh well. It should be soon, let's hope. So again, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoy the rest of your week. I'll be putting a lot more information out here, a lot more videos up, and hopefully you guys can talk and share your stories as well. Again, thank you. Welcome aboard. Till next time, I'll see you later.